Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and I have another book haul because I have issues. We know this. If you've been around for any amount of time, you're not surprised that I have another one. And guess what? It's Book Outlet on top of it all. So I also got a couple books from Thrift Books. I'll just show you really quick. I got The Kiss Quotient and I got Sea Prayer. Sea Prayer I got because I read it online and loved it and had to get a copy for myself. And it was easier to get it through Thrift Books than it was to get it through Barnes & Noble, because Barnes & Noble wouldn't ship here because the book was at the wrong distributor or whatever, which was a bummer because that one was brand new and signed, and this one only cost like $2 less and is used. But whatever. And then this one, I just been wanting to read. I heard it was really cute. So that aside, now let's go to my boxes. I really haven't been buying very much lately. I was trying to be good and not buy any, but that doesn't happen with me. So I've been kind of sticking to Book Outlet only because I feel a little less guilty about spending money on these books because I'll get a whole box this size for like 20 bucks. And it just makes me feel better, and it takes like 2 months to get here. So by the time they get here, I've forgotten what's in them. All right, so we have a receipt and we have paper. All right, so the first book in the group is Mad Hatter and March Hare. This is all new stories from the world of Lewis Carroll's Alice in Wonderland. And I love Alice. So basically anything that's Alice related, I will buy. I'm a sucker for it. The next book is not mine, but it's one that I want to read because I'm very interested. My son asked for Beowulf, and that was the whole reason I bought this box, because there was like one of these left, and it's an illustrated copy of Beowulf. So not only is it translated, but it's got little blurbs at the bottom to help the reader understand what they're reading, and it's full of pictures. And so I thought that would be really cool. It was a little on the expensive side, especially for Book Outlet, but my son asked for it, so I was like, sure. You're gonna read it, I'll buy it for you. The next book I got was a manga that I've been really interested in. It looks really cute. The artwork is beautiful, and my son told me that he thinks that I will really enjoy this one because it's definitely a up my alley type. And so there is a total of 4, and Book Outlet will off and on carry all of them. So I only got the first one. I have the other ones sitting in my safe for later. 2 of them are out of stock right now, but 1 of them isn't. And so if I like this, I will start buying the rest of them. All right. And to go on with the comment of I buy too many books before I'm ready for them, we have Queen of Sorrow. This is the 3rd book in the Queens of Retina series trilogy. This is the last book. I have the other 2, and I just finished off the set, even though I don't remember what they're about because I have problems. All right, 2 more books in the box. Like I said, that box was a lot smaller. I'm trying to buy less. I got Undead Girl Gang, and I heard this book was super, super cute. All I know about it, it was about this girl who died, and her best friend didn't think it was suicide and decided to raise her from the dead to find out what actually happened to her, and more than just her get risen or something. To go along with my want for graphic novel stuff, I also got 100 Nights of Hero, and I don't remember what this was about, but I remember reading up on it and thinking that it sounded really good. It definitely has its own little art style. It's not the best art style in my opinion. I like the more cutesy stuff, but I heard that it is really good, and I decided to go ahead and buy it. So I have this gigantic graphic novel to add to my shelf, which is all biffed up in the corner. I'll have to look and see if I got a scratch and dent, and if I didn't, I will complain. And they're really good about giving you like a discount. Normally it's like 50% off of what you paid for it, and if that's the case, I'm gonna be happy to be. Box number 2. I have been filming all of my wrap-ups and stuff today too, and I'm a little hoarse now because ironically the last I waited months for my last set of book boxes to come in, and then these ones came in right in rapid succession, one right after the other. I'm not supposed to get another one for like a month, so I figured this would be a good time to go ahead and film this one. All right, again, we have receipts and paper. All right, as you know, I got kind of a mixed bag of the kind of books that I like these days. I'll read pretty much anything, but my favorites are always like anything that's got romance involved, I love. If it's romance and historical fiction like Outlander, I love it. If it's straight romance, I love it. If it's YA romance, I love it. I also really like fantasy, so things that are fantasy based are also some of my favorites. So I've got, looks like I have 6 books in here. The first one I have is Always Never Yours, and the only thing I know about this is it's a YA romance based on one of Shakespeare's plays, but I don't know which one it is. But I remember hearing about it and thinking it looked cute. It got decent ratings, not the best, but not the worst at the same time. I made a little bit of a boo-boo. So I bought this. This is Nalini Singh, The Silver Silence. It's her Side Changeling series. This said it was book number 1, but it's book number 1 of the spin-off series. And you really need to read the original series first. So this is gonna be put on my shelf for a while because I cannot find the original ones. I'll have to like go search through like my Kindle or some used bookstores when I make it back to the States to see if I can find the first book of this. So this will be a while because it's like number 15 or something crazy like that when you put the whole series together. But it's the first one in the spin-off and I didn't realize it was part of the spin-off. The next book I bought was Spider-Man. That's not Spider-Man, it's Superman. The reason I bought this was because I'm really curious to read more by Matt De La Pena. I read a short story of his in one of the anthology books that I read in the past, and I loved his story, I loved his writing, and so I was really curious about him as a writer, and this is the only book I could find that he actually wrote by himself. He's done a lot of short stories, but not a lot of full-length books just by himself. So I got this because I was curious. Plus I already have a couple of the other books, and I'm just slowly making my way through them. All right, I also got this book. This is called A Country Escape. There's a couple of books written by this author, and they all sounded super, super cute. So I just picked the one that was best rated out of the group and bought it. And this was the one I picked out. I don't remember what it's about. It says, a year in the country, a year to fall in love. Fran has made the brave decision to move into a beautiful but run-down farm in Cotswolds. So it sounds cute. I was interested in it. Okay, so the next book I have is one of the Asian Readathon group books. It was 1,000 Beginnings and Endings. I've been listening to it on audio, unless I had been listening to it on audio until recently. So I'm about halfway through it right now, and I went ahead and decided to buy it. Okay, so I saw this on Book Outlet, and they were doing it as their group read, and I was really curious about it, and I liked the stories that I read for the most part. There was like one in here that I didn't get, but a couple of the other ones in there that I really liked, so I decided to go ahead and grab the whole book and finish it. And then lastly, the reason I bought the books in this box, there's always a catalyst for me, that book that says, you know, I really want this book and there's only one. I got The Well of Ascension, which is the second book of the Mistborn series, and I'm going to continue to collect all the Brandon Sanderson books that pop up on Book Outlet until we start getting to them. I know that Mistborn was one of the ones that, Mistborn was one of the ones that we wanted to read first out of the group, and then we're also talking about doing like a Game of Thrones, but I haven't seen any of those ones. But I don't want to buy any of them for full price, so I've just been slowly working my way through buying them online, because cheaper is better for my cheapy butt. All right, the last one, which is funny because they, I used to get these bigger boxes, but it's like they went out and decided to get some smaller boxes so they didn't have to use the bigger ones, and so most of my book stuff will come in these smaller ones. I did make a really big purchase. God, I want to say it was like Mother's Day or something. And it couldn't have been Mother's Day, because Mother's Day would probably be here already. I don't know. I made a really big purchase at some time in June. That one will come in a big box. But that was the only really big one I've made lately. Okay, so like this one, there's a bunch of room on the side. They had to stuff with paper, and they no longer have to do that. Now they have the smaller square boxes. Okay, so we know I have a problem with buying books that are seconds or thirds in series that I haven't actually started yet. Ha ha. Okay, I bought this for the Romance-a-thon because it's got the group book in it, but it didn't come until after the Romance-a-thon was over. I'm not sure if I'm gonna like that book or not. Oh my God, there's books in here. Okay. The next book in here is Smoke in the Sun. It is the second Renee audio day book for the, God, what is that called? Flame in the Mist. So it's the second book from the Flame in the Mist duology, which I have and have not read. I've actually got like 4 Renee audio books now, and I have not read any of them. So I hope I like her writing style, because if not, I'm screwed. All right, this one I felt a little bit safer in buying the second book, even though I haven't read the first one yet. It's Arch Enemies. It's the second one's the Renegades books by Marissa Myers, but I've loved everything Marissa Myers has ever written that I've read. So I have no qualms about just buying her books because I know I'm gonna like them. And then that goes for PC Cast as well. So this one is Wind Rider. It is the third book in this new series that she's writing. I love PC Cast, and I've loved everything that she's written, especially her standalone, her adult books that she wrote without her daughter. And this is another one of those. So I'm excited about those. These ones might have been a stupid choice. So I bought volume 2, volume 3, and volume 4 in the Morganville Vampire series. I read a decent number of books. I'm not exactly sure which book I am on, so I'm going to reread them sometime in the near future. And I figured that having them might help. I do have quite a few on my Kindle, and I have 1 physical copy, but I thought this one might be nice to be able to reread them. But I've heard from people who liked them in the past that have reread them recently and said they were terrible when they reread them through. So I'm a little worried about those ones, but we'll see. The next book I bought, second to last book I bought actually, is this one. It's Interview with the Vampire. Chris has been telling me how amazing this book is, and it's a decent sized series. So I went ahead and I bought the first book in the series just to see if I enjoyed it or not. And then lastly, I got a Helena Hunting book. I got the Good Luck Charm. I got a Helena Hunting book in my Bay Crate a couple of months ago, and I've been curious about some of her previous work. So I went ahead and got this one because it was on there and it was inexpensive. And that's it. I feel like this was a much more mild book haul than I normally have. The stack doesn't come up too high. Let me know what you thought, and if there's anything that you think I should read sooner than later, or what you think of the Morganville Vampire books if you read them recently and had loved them in the past, because I'm curious about that too. So far, my reread of the Suki books is turning out fabulous, so hopefully my reread of these ones will be just as positive. So that's it. My battery's about to die, so I'm gonna go ahead and say goodbye, and I will talk to you guys again in another video soon. Bye.